So here's our card for today. Another congratulations card that features the Bravo stamp set, a returning stamp set to the catalog this year, as well as the new Bohemian Designer Series paper. Here are some of the prints that come in that pack, and really fun colors, really nice modern prints. The coordinating colors are Bermuda Bay, Island Indigo, Delightful Dijon, Rich Razzleberry, and Blackberry Bliss, as well as a little bit of Very Vanilla. I love that paper. So I've done a little bit of the die cutting ahead of time, and I have my card base already prepared. This is an A2 size card in Blackberry Bliss. We can just set that aside. I've also cut out of Delightful Dijon the fourth largest oval. Fourth largest, and then we'll be doing a little bit more die cutting around our sentiment, which we're going to heat emboss. I've also cut a couple of banner shapes from the banners framelits. This is the second largest and fourth largest banner size, as well as just another little snip of the banner to make this little flag here. I just cut the, I guess the third largest banner and then snipped off right along the edge to make that flag shape. So let's go ahead and do our stamping. I have a scrap of Blackberry Bliss cardstock here, and I'm going to ink up my stamp. We're using the Hip Hip Hooray sentiment. I'm going to ink it up in Versamark ink. Actually, first I'm going to prep my surface so that the embossing powder doesn't stick to where I don't want it to be. There we go. Now we can do our stamping. We'll go ahead and apply our white embossing powder. And if you have any stray bits, I just have a paintbrush that I use to brush away any excess. Okay, looks good. Let's go ahead and use our heat tool to heat emboss. I like to let the heat tool heat up for just a second before applying it to the paper so that we get a little bit less warping. So we heat that just until melted, and you can see, I think in the light, it's just nice and shiny. Now I'm going to bring in my framelit here, and if you have the magnetic platform, you could use that to hold it in place. I don't have the magnetic platform, and I think even if I did, I usually like to use a little bit of Post-it tape to hold my dies down, just so that they don't shift when I run it through my machine. So I'm going to die cut that. I'll be right back. So I ran that through the die cutting machine, and the Post-it tape just peels right off. And now I can use some Tombow to adhere this to the Delightful Dijon panel. Just like that. And then I'll go ahead and apply my dimensionals now, as long as I have this piece out. I like to use up every little bit of the dimensionals, even these edges here. You can just trim them out, and they work just as well. So now let's bring in our card base and our flagged pieces here. I'm going to use a combination of glue, and then, as you can see on the sample, I've used the little tiny attacher to add the staples just for a little extra touch. So I'll go ahead and put down a little bit of glue. I like to leave the ends of the banners free, not glued down, so that gives the card a little bit of dimension, and I will just place that down right about there. And you can lay out your pieces before you glue them down, just to make sure that you have the placement that you like. And then we'll put down this final piece here. Right about there. And now we can bring in the sentiment piece, position that like so, and then just bring in the mini stapler right along the edge, just like that. And we are finished. A quick and easy card that would be great to celebrate any achievement or congratulations worthy occasion. Thank you so much for watching. Please tune in for the third installment in the series. I'll be using, again, the Bohemian DSP as well as the Bravo stamp set, and I'll also be bringing in the Bohemian border stamp set in the next video. So don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.